How terrible is a bridge collapse? The video in this issue is mainly to share the amazing bridge collapse incident with you. In Hassanabad, Pakistan, there is a town with a higher altitude. The place is battered by a heat wave and is also experiencing a severe travel crisis. In front of this huge concrete bridge, stones are constantly falling down, and there are even signs of crookedness. The fierce water flow under the bridge is scary, so the bridge was cordoned off and no traffic was allowed. Not long after, a terrible scene happened. The other end of the bridge collapsed suddenly, and a large number of stones fell into the river instantly, causing huge splashes. It even blocked the flow of the river, and part of the bridge structure was washed downstream by the current. In Taiwan, China, there is such a double-fork single-arch bridge called Nanfangyo Cross Hong Kong Bridge. The bridge was in disrepair for a long time, and the steel cables were seriously corroded, which made the steel cables on both sides unable to bear the load. The bridge collapsed instantly after losing its tensile support. The steel arch also fell into the river in the end, and the scene got out of control for a while. Facts have proved that every bridge must be maintained at all times, otherwise it will be in danger of collapse. Near the south coast of New Zealand Island, the water level rose to dangerous heights in March 2016 due to melting glaciers and heavy rains. Under the impact of wind and rain, the other end of the bridge collapsed and was finally destroyed in the wind and rain. We watched as the entire bridge collapsed in the powerful rapids before disappearing from sight. The late 1930s and early 40s were a strange time in America. While Hitler was trying to start a world war in Europe, Americans had been busy with construction projects across the country. One such project was the Tacoma Narrows Bridge, two suspension bridges in Tacoma, Washington, USA, built between 1938 and 1940. The scene you see now is without any special effects. The bridge opened to traffic on July 1, 1940, but was destroyed by a slight breeze just 4 months later. Soon after the bridge was built, people found that the bridge would shake or even twist under the breeze. One end of the bridge deck rises, and the other end descends. When the driver drives a car on the bridge, he can see the strange phenomenon that the car on the other end will disappear with the twisting of the bridge deck and then reappear in a while. Locals humorously refer to the bridge as the Dancing Getty. Engineers tried their best to force the bridge to stabilize, but their efforts did not change the fate of the bridge being destroyed. Remember, this was only in 1940 when it was first built. On November 7, 1940, the Tacoma Narrows Bridge finally collapsed. Workers eventually removed the remaining towers and cables, selling them for scrap metal. The last person to drive on the bridge was Leonard Cotsworth, whose account follows.
As I was driving the car up to the pylons, the bridge started shaking violently back and forth, and by the time I realized it had tipped badly, I had lost control of the vehicle. At this point, I immediately braked and abandoned the car to flee. The sound of concrete tearings filled my ears as cars slid back and forth across the deck. I even rolled and climbed to the bridge tower 450 meters away. My knees were worn out and my hands were covered with bruises. I used my last strength to jump to a safe place. Looking back at the toll gate, I saw a scene where the bridge was completely destroyed and my car fell into the river along with the bridge.
While attempts were made to replace the bridge, the United States entered World War II by then, and reconstruction efforts were eventually put on hold, and finally, in 1950, the new Tacoma Narrows Bridge opened to the public. In July 2007, another bridge was opened next to it. Next, let's take a look at the bridge blasting process in different countries. America.
Till I got it, won't give up till I'm on top. Yo, no, I ain't it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders, now we ain't out here moving rocks. We out here
Italy.
Minchia.
I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah. You know I'm always honest, there ain't no way I'm ever stopping. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, I'm always flirting with pain, she like to hurt me and maim. I'm always working to change, but she's still
Germany. India.
Never let them tell you that you can't never say never, and turn your mind into the truest of go-getters. Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah. You know I'm always honest, there ain't no way I'm ever stopping. I won't quit, keep
Russia.
got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
China. Canada. Japan. Colombia. The United States exploded bridges as fast as lightning, Germany demonstrated high technology, and China's blasting was amazing. Watch this review of this video and tell us what you think. Enjoy!